Penang is one of the high-risk cities in Malaysia, especially in the vulnerable communities.
Penang is an island setting, so it is exposed to a lot of disasters.
In Penang, we're calling it heat island effect. The ground is dry. There are concrete structures that are not permeable. You see extreme floods in places where the ecosystem doesn't have the capacity to absorb and retain the water. The Adaptation Fund has a mandate to tackle climate change through adaptation, and that's what the fund is doing here, trying to work with partners on the ground to co-create solutions to combat these extreme climate impacts.
We have actually thought of implementing projects to be resilient to climate change for some years now. Some of the projects are already underway. Urban greening, pocket parks. This fund will help us create a zone where it will be adapted to the climate.
We use trees to reduce the temperatures because, as we know, the trees bring shading on the cities, which are usually covered by buildings. This component is implemented by the local city council of the Penang Island, and they will be introducing pocket parks and transforming the back lanes.
This is the first project by using the nature-based solution approach. It is quite hard to get the location also because Penang is quite dense. We try to avoid land acquisition. Our biggest challenges in this program is to blend the grey and also the green infrastructure as a nature-based approach.
What you can see behind here is an initiative done by Penang State on how to address climate issues. We are using artificial sea salt to culture the sea grapes, which is a kind of seaweed. It actually helps in terms of reducing the carbon footprint. We are in the tropics area. Sunlight is our blessing. It also creates opportunities to generate income. The youth can do it as a part-time basis, or even the pensioners. I would say this is a climate-smart kind of initiative.
Under the PMB CAPS projects, for the city councils of Penang Islands, outputs will be 5 main outputs. Number 1 is the new tree lines. Number 2 is the urban agriculture. And number 3 is to create more pocket parks. Number 4 will be the Blue Green Corridor. And number 5, of course, is to reduce the urban car parks at the roadsides. This project actually is really in line with the Penang Island State's policies to help the local communities and, of course, the families to become more sustainable.
The adaptation program that we have started in Penang is a result of the years that we have come to observe how Penang has today heated up. We work with the private sector and community. We provide a public grants program to support green roof programs, greening of buildings, and also other green infrastructure that will deal with the issue of increasing temperatures and reducing heat.
We want people, when they come into our space, to feel that there's a sanctuary. When this opportunity from Think City came about, it was very in line with our vision. I thought that green roof means you have to build a very heavy structure. It's my hope that with this green roof, it's a good education for the public to really experience, the actual thing. If they go into that space under the green roof, they will immediately feel that the temperature dropped quite significantly. So this is one way to actually showcase that.
We should not just see the big projects. Whatever small at individual level, we should do it. Basically, the idea of this is green the facade. So I've chosen what they call a blue pea butterfly plant. This is a metal trellis. It's quite simple, but I designed it myself. I would like to also share this knowledge with local people who are interested. They can learn from my mistakes, so they don't have to start from zero.
The whole idea behind these climate adaptation projects is to increase the livability in the environment. Also that we get to do capacity building and create awareness, not just at the government level. The project also involves community engagement. I think it will help us build a community that is more informed of the need for climate resilience. I would say that's actually the more important long-term benefit for us here in Penang.
Penang has been experiencing temperature increase. I park my car nearby, walk to my office, about 4 to 5 minute walk. It's very warm, very humid. it can be a bit unpleasant. For this project, I noticed that they're more greenery. We are standing here with green space. Temperature now is much cooling. It's not as humid. It kind of makes it more pleasant.
When it becomes colder, I can walk. I won't drive a car or book a taxi. Then I can save my money. So I hope that the world can become more green and reduce the temperature.
Looking at these factors, we realize that the pathway forward is about how can we focus our efforts on adapting to the changing climate and how could we take advantage of nature. In that context, the approach that we have taken is actually to focus in terms of developing pilots and then scaling up these pilots with the support of the Adaptation Fund.
So we want to showcase this, to make it a project which everyone will want to come here and have a look at it and learn from it. And we are always willing to share all this knowledge with other cities.
My hope is that this project gets scaled up with either additional funding from the Adaptation Fund or other bilateral donors or other climate funds that are working on similar issues.
Even the small things like planting trees, greening roofs and so on, it does achieve results. Lowering temperatures, creating a more sustainable and livable environment, which is what all cities need.